Howdy folks, my name's Reagan. Welcome back to the GWP Homestead. Several months back, we treated several stumps near the house, around some of our fences with Tordon RTU using the stump cut method. Cut the stump off, treat the outer cambium layer of the stump, and treat it with Tordon, and that prevents stump sprouting. It prevents the stump from sprouting back new growth that is obviously undesirable. If you're removing a tree, you don't want it to come back. And several people have asked for a follow-up video or more of a proof on how exactly that works, or what some of the results were. That was my first time actually doing the stump cut method, and we've had great results, so I think it stands to reason if I can do it, you can too. So let me walk you around, show you exactly what we've been working with and what it looks like months later after the fact. And there are goats too. Anyway, here we go. There's a goat. This was one of the areas that we really wanted to treat, and of course you can see I haven't weed eated either, so you know I just didn't whack off stumps or resprouts or anything like that. So you know the proof is actually here. This corner of our fence, we don't want anything growing here. There was a gigantic unsightly bush and we didn't want that, so we trimmed it, cut it off, treated all around it with Tordon, and as you can see, no stump regrowth. Chicken. There's another spot we treated right here again in the fence row. Don't want any regrowth happening here. It's just going to become a big pain in the butt when we eventually replace that. Not opposed, it's a landscape timber, but you know, that's a pain to have to mow around, to weed eat around. Don't want to have to deal with that. And we've got a few more happening right up here, but again, no regrowth, still got to do some cleanup. There's another spot down here. You know what, I'll walk you down. There's the cutoff. Nothing trying to come back up around this stump from any of the roots. So here's an excellent comparison up near the house. I did not treat this with Tordon RTU. Cut this gigantic unsightly tree down, and look at all this stuff coming up through the tree, around the tree, all over the place. Let me get you down here so you can see exactly what's going on. And that's what we want to prevent. This tree was cut off. I cut the stump and did not treat it, and it's growing back all over the place. And you know, this is near the house. We can take care of this. This is typically would be mowed and weed eated and everything, but I am really behind schedule because I stay behind schedule on just about everything I try to do. This was the first stump I cut and treated in that video, and you know, you've got a lot of this stuff sprouting back, but I did not treat that small one. Treated these big areas, that one right over there. This is a compost pile now, but these smaller areas I didn't try to touch around. I think we're getting some, and I'm not exactly sure how these roots are all grafted together. I'm sure this was kind of like one tree, but I cut and treated all around everything there, and there's no resprouting, at least not from this main stump. And there's going to be quite a bit more work happening in this area. Of course, we're right by the house, and you know, we got goats and everything playing in the yard because we're redneck. But that just goes to show you that stump sprouting is a real thing. If you just think you can hack a tree off, leave it alone, it will come back because nature's pretty resilient. So Tordon RTU, very inexpensive. It's, you know, heck, it's a really effective way to take care. You know, you've got to put in the effort to use the stump cut method. You've got to fell that tree. You've got to treat it within 30 minutes to an hour, nearly immediately, to make sure that it takes effect before that tree stump scabs over. trying to heal itself and protect itself. So after about an hour, 30 minutes to an hour, that stump starts to scab over, to heal, and the stump treat method is not as effective after that time window. So act quickly, but that was my first time doing it. If I can figure it out, I bet you can too. So thank you guys so much to everyone who's watched that video. I appreciate it. That's our most watched video to date, and never would have thought it was. So thank you guys so much. Appreciate you subscribing to our channel. We'll see y'all soon.